Hi, my name is Patrick Smith, and I am here with JN Creative to give you a quick rundown of search engine optimization and how we use that to help you here. So, real quick, search engine optimization is basically putting your website at the top of Google. And I'll just clarify now, we mainly focus on Google. Google is about 80%, if not a little bit more, 80% of the search volume on the internet. So if you're going to target one thing, you're going to target Google, and in as a collateral damage on that is going to you will rank in Bing and Yahoo and those as well. But the main concern is going to be Google. So that's the term we'll use throughout this video. So search engine optimization is basically ranking on page one in Google because that's the best, most effective way to get traffic to your website. Now, AdWords is another way of paying for advertising, and that can be good in a lot of scenarios, but at the same time, keep in mind that the AdWords, those top 3 ads you see, or the ads at the side you see, those only get about 15% of the search volume. So let's say there's a term that you want to rank your website for, and it gets 1,000 searches per month. Well, if you paid AdWords a significant amount of money every month, you would be in those top 3, garnering 15% of that traffic. So in our explanation or our example here, that's about 150 searches a month at the top. That's the top end possible you would be getting. Obviously, there's 3 spots there that is, somebody's going to click on one but not the other. So the most searches you could get is going to be 150 clicks roughly to your website if everything is going in your favor 100%. But that's not the case because your ad doesn't always show. There's 2 other people up there. And frankly, most people don't click on ads. If you're anything like me, I don't click on the ads. I go down to the search results. So that's why search engine optimization is the best way to get people to your website, or get the most people to your website for the least amount of money. Because in that same example, the top spot on Google garners about 40% of the searches and costs about a third less that you would pay to AdWords or to Google or to advertising. So that would be 400, and that's not the most. That's not the top end. It doesn't top out there because you can have multiple listings on the front page. So you're garnering a lot more of those potential visitors to your website for a lot less money. So that's what we do here with search engine optimization. We work to not only create a wonderful site for you, but we also want to get that site ranked, because a site that nobody can find and nobody can see is pretty much useless. So with that, SEO starts at the website level. And for this demonstration here, this video, we're going to use a site called Magnolia Boutique. And the SEO starts at the website. So there's various things that are done to the website. Things that you wouldn't even see, they're really behind the scenes. The way the structure of the site is built, the way the URL structure is built. When I say URL structure, I mean domain name and then rompers. That's a perfect structure. You see a lot of sites that have a domain name and then a /, bunch of gobbledygook and / something else and / something else, which is the way a lot of shopping carts out of the box work. Things like BigCommerce and Shopify. Without some work, the out of the box stuff that the average person, they're not going to know how to change that. So that's going to be a hurdle because their default URL structure is not very SEO friendly. So we look at things like that. We look at the amount of content on a page, and we look at how the pages flow into one another, and we look at various other aspects. If you're a local business, we want to make sure that the address is displayed properly, and there's a whole logic that goes behind it. And again, that starts at the website build. Then after the website build is, I'll run through a couple of things we look at. There's some key important factors, And that's going to be that Google looks at, and that's going to first be domain authority. Domain authority is exactly that. How authoritative does Google think your site is? This is a metric that goes from number 1 to 100. A brand new site that you just launched today is going to be a 1, and a site like Facebook, YouTube, those things are going to be 100. So the higher that number, the better. And that's where the real SEO starts to come, or search engine optimization, the magic that we do, comes into work, is starting to raise that domain authority and taking basically what, I'm sure you've heard a lot of horror stories about SEO, but basically what we do everything a normal site would do, that if you didn't employ what we do, could take years and years and years for you to raise your domain authority and raise your trust flow and garner the rapport with Google that we can do in a much shorter time frame. And everything we do is considered white hat, if that term, or you've heard of those terms. We do everything that's not going to get your site shut down, but we compress the time it takes to get your metrics up in a very systematic way that Google wants to see. So we give Google everything it wants to see when it wants to see it, therefore reducing that time frame that it takes to rank. So we look at things like domain authority. We look at things like trust flow. Trust flow, you want to be at least above a 10. Trust flow is going to be how trustworthy is your site. And trust flow is a measure of the sites that link to your site. So we make sure that these sites that link to your site that are all good, that Google looks at and says, oh, this is a good site. And since this site is linking to your site, it transfers that goodness in Google's eyes. So we do things like that. We look at other metrics to see what kind of traffic you're getting, where you're ranking, how we can rank you better for those terms. If you're a local business, we make sure that you're getting the most visibility with local. And I'm sure you're all familiar with this. You've done a search and you see these top 3 things right here. So in a local search, when I said that in a search in general, that the top spot gets about 40% of those searches, these guys get even bigger percentage. They get 50 to maybe 65%. Just think about when you do a search. You typically, and again, I don't know about you, but me, I look right here. If I'm looking for something local, I got everything I need right here. Very rarely, unless I'm researching a doctor or something that I want to go to, am I going to go real deep and get into their website or anything like that. I'm looking at this. And what we specialize in, what we know how to do, is we know how to put businesses right into here, capturing all that local traffic. So, for local, so there's a lot of things we do with local. There's things that you do for local that we also would do for national companies as well. So we can rank national companies or national businesses, local businesses. We have a whole host of tools and techniques that we do to get you ranked, because it's not just about building you a beautiful website. It's about building you something that can garner you more business, more sales, more customers. If you have any questions, please let us know. Thank you.